I mean, while we've been talking a lot about the fact that being retail agnostic is super important, I think it is important to acknowledge a lot of retailers have built amazing brands that a consumer does have a certain attraction to and a certain loyalty to. And I think one of the things that was a tipping point for us is reaching that scale where we don't have to just rely on running national promotions because that was the only way to get enough sample set for it to be meaningful to a brand we're working with. But the fact that we can now transition in and target channels or even specific retailers and move the needle for a brand, I think has been a big unlock. I mean, would you agree?
Absolutely. I mean, it's really important. Listen, our brands and retailers have relationships, long established relationships, and those brands need to support their retail partners, just as they would want their retail partners to support the promotion of or the sales of their products. So our ability to connect with those shoppers, we saw it actually, if I get a little bit more detail, we saw it during the pandemic. We saw people changing shopper behaviors and shifting the channels in which they were buying specific items. The specificity of our data allowed us to then go back and execute programs at the channel and retail level to capture those shifts in behavior and keep them in those channels because they were better for that retail partner, they were better for their brands, and they were better for their overall profitability.
I mean, fundamentally, the thing that has changed is that normally when you run a promotion, you have very little control over who gets to see that promotion. Mm-hmm. You print a flyer, you print a coupon, you do a marketing effort. The people who see it are the people who see it. And if you think about your mobile phone, you share it with very few people. And what we can do is every single offer is curated and crafted just for that individual person. So it's not like a one size fits all where whatever we decide to do, every single person gets it whether we want them or not. And the reality is there are going to be people who are not in the market. And there's no reason our partner should pay to market a product to someone who's never going to buy it.
There are people that don't drink alcohol. There are people that don't have babies at home.
There's people who are vegetarians.
Correct.
There's no amount of money a vegetarian is going to buy hot dogs.
So let's talk a little then about what I think you're getting at is signal being something that's so important.
Yes.
So our users not only on top of scanning their grocery receipts, convenience, drug, mass, right, they're also scanning restaurant receipts.
Yes.
They have geolocation turned on. We're starting to capture and test with other areas of a consumer being able to engage, say maybe down the road fitness or connecting their email, which gives you access to all kinds of different things. So talk to me a little bit about what's the future that you see of how we're going to keep using signal like that, price elasticity, all of these things, to be able to, again, just keep refining that real-time calculated offer to be as meaningful as possible.
The most important one is that we treat every consumer as an individual, and we figure out the offers that the consumer is going to most engage with, what they're going to find very, very attractive. And we also calculate the offers that have the highest ROI for our partners that are going to drive the behavior that they want, whether it is to drive loyalty and to protect their market share, whether it's to drive market share, whether it's to introduce new products and see how consumers like these new products by either discounting them or giving them one for free or rewarding them with new opportunities that they wouldn't normally get. What has historically worked are the type of products that basically transcend demographics. If you think about salty snacks, Warren Buffett eats chips, and a freshman at Louisiana State on a needs-based scholarship also eats potato chips. Like everybody in the country has at least tried and probably enjoys potato chips. However, as we've gotten scale, as we've gotten bigger, our ability to enter into new verticals and new markets has only increased. Restaurants being one of the biggest ones because it is something that everybody does. Everybody goes to some form of a restaurant, whether it's fast casual or quick service, getting into retail partners, but it doesn't end there. It is rewarding any sort of these purchase behaviors, which is, people like shopping.
Well, and out of that shopping and out of the volume, the velocity of shopping that we see, we can see those signals. We can see changes in life when you're trusting us with your purchase behavior. And then we in turn can look at that behavior and then we can see that you are moving. We can see that you've just introduced a baby to your household. We can see that you've just got a pet like everybody did during the pandemic period. We've got the ability to be more relevant, and it comes back to the signals, and our partners are now able to take advantage of that. They're able to, instead of guess at adjacencies, instead of being able to guess at what's going on, they're able to pinpoint it and make contextually relevant offers to the right people.